Hey y'all, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Hey ODS. Hey Nikki baby. Hey Tanya McNeil. Hey Triple Darkness still active. Hey Bonnie. Hey YC. Hey Angie C. Oh, happy Valentine's Day, y'all. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody got a Valentine. Mm-hmm. Anyway, y'all, please hit the like button. Hey, Brick Girl, upon entering the room. Okay. Y'all know I'm eating my mama. Sorry about that. Hey, how you doing? Okay, y'all listen. Um, so yesterday I'm on YouTube streets and I ran up on Kimmie's panel late, right? Oh, I'm doing fine while I see. Except for eating these mambas. I ran up on Kimmie's panel late. I'm up honestly say I didn't start at the beginning. I don't know what happened at the beginning. But when I came in, I heard and y'all forgive me, like I said, I'm eating my mumbles. I know I love my mumbles. Y'all hit that like button, okay? To hit the like button is free. It don't cost you nothing. How you doing? Commentary by Joyce. So anyway, when I came in on the panel, there was a whole bunch of females up there, presumably mothers. They were speaking very derogatory about children, right? And so y'all know I used to be on the Save the Children's campaign. Hey Angie, see if I didn't say it. Um, Thank you, Angie. And I very rarely talk about that subject anymore, mainly because people are going to do what they're going to do, and everybody has a right to their own opinion, right? So, because I have a right to my own opinion, I hit Kimmie's panel and I stated that them heifers was out of order, right? Basically, child, I got to talking, they got to screaming, they got to sounding like a bunch of hyenas. Hey, OG Beauty, like a bunch of wild dogs, right? And I understand that these females are from the Mo 3 sector, right? So I recognized Mink Mob up there, and how you doing, Madison W? And I recognized Meat Mob. Of course, Kimmie was up there when I hit the link, and I had heard about that Sabrina chicken. We're gonna talk about her, right? So anyway, I'm trying to say what I got to say, and they all start hollering and screaming at the same dang on time. I'm thinking, I mean, y'all, when I logged, when I clicked on the channel, I heard somebody talking about somebody's deceased child. They were sexualizing a 6-year-old little boy. It was just really, really gross. It was just really out of order, right? And like I said, everybody got a right to their own opinion. And I just want to share mine because I was thinking, well, maybe they don't know how they sound. But during the course of the argument, that was hard to hear because, like I said, they sound like a pack of wild dogs, right? Because clearly I had them triggered, right? The reason why they were triggered is because I was telling the truth. All right. And no, and I understand that the truth is hard for some people, but if you know you are out of order, honey, you are just out of order. Okay. And that was a bit too much. Yes, people in the beef sector have been known to talk about kids from time to time, but the way that they were doing it, that was other level. That was like, I can't believe that these are mothers. That's the level that it was, right? Hey, YouTube camera, meow, meow. Hey, everybody that came in, y'all, please hit the like button if you don't mind. I appreciate it. And so, like I said, I hit the link and clearly they were triggered. Like I said, they was triggered because I was telling the truth. Never have I ever heard people speak so derogatorily about a deceased child. And on top of that, what they were saying about that girl's little boy, right? And there was a whole bunch of other stuff that they were saying. Like I said, it was hard to sift through what was going on. And they won't let you get a word in edgewise, but they didn't want to let you get a word in edgewise because they didn't want to hear the truth, right? They had one woman up there. They said the woman, I believe, they said that she had a felony on her, and because of that, she couldn't see her. She couldn't even go to the school to see her child. Now I'm thinking that's the woman they were speaking about. The child had got tangled up in a blind, the strings that be on the blind or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, like how can you even still be breathing after something like that? I just don't even know. And I realize that people deal with trauma in their own way, y'all, right? So like I really was trying to say, like, do y'all understand how y'all sound? You know what I mean? As women, as black women, do y'all understand how y'all sound saying all of this stuff about these children? Now, I wasn't talking about them at first. They start hollering at me. I said, these ain't nothing but a group of heifers. They act like they was raised in the barn. Let me tell you something. The way that they were speaking about their children and with so much, energy and stuff like that, that told me that is the way that they treat their children. Okay, they speak like this in front of their children. All right, that's what that told me. And now, like I said, the lady said she had a felony and she couldn't even go see her kids at the school and this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, girl, you really saying that out of your mouth like it's not a problem? Honey, it's a problem. And for the fact that you don't think that's a problem, I really don't know what to say to that. This new breed, auntie, they not like they sure not like my generation. Mm-mm. I had one of my nieces who were not one of my blood nieces, but y'all know all the kids around here call me auntie, and I call them niece and nephew, right? Because I'm good to everybody's children. So so I said at one point in time that because I think somebody asked me, how I treat my kids, something it was hard to understand, right? And I said I don't have any children. Well, you don't know how I feel. Like, what you mean? I don't know how I feel. I didn't even that didn't even make no sense to me because for the fact that I am a human being and I was once a child, and if my mother would have spoke like that around me, I don't know what type of person I would be. Do you see what I'm saying? That Chanel lady dark skin. Really? Wow. What'd she do that for? Cause she was on her panel? Child. And I don't understand. Okay, and then another thing I found interesting was uh at one point in time, one of those women up there, she cut on her camera. I guess her camera slipped at first. And hey Chefy, have water sniper. 3 hearts. How y'all doing? Y'all please hit the like button, okay? Thank you. Um, I guess she turned the camera on by mistake or something, and then she turned it back on, talking about how fine she was, and then she got up shaking her booty, twerking or whatever, and they were saying ooh and all of this and all of that, and some guy said you smell bad and all of this and all of that, and I got to thinking, you know what? Is that all you feel like you got to offer? Is that all you feel like you got to offer? That's a shame. That's sad. Mad because Kimmie was talking about her life. Well, why did she hit the link? But was Kimmie talking about her life before she hit the link? Because like I said, Creole, I didn't see the beginning of. And ODS, I heard that they were on your panel. Prior to going to Kimmie's panel. Now I could be wrong about that, but I thought that's what I heard. And they said at one point in time they was hollering so loud, and you just said y'all got it, and you clicked off. I can understand why. I really can. Y'all, we got so-called mamas. It is no wonder why these kids these days feel like they don't have no guidance and feel like nobody don't care about them. Cause child, yeah, they started scratching on my. Oh wow, I just didn't understand why. Oh, I'm going to talk about her child. Truck. I ain't even got to that part yet, unbought. But yeah, I was just really taken aback by that, and I really, hit the link to change on purpose to change the course of the conversation because I don't think that at the time I didn't think that they realized how bad they sounded. So I wanted to change the course of the conversation, if you will. I won't getting involved. So I asked them to go respectfully and finish elsewhere, and they was cool. I know that's right. ODS, I feel you on that. Mm-mm. They got us right. Triple Darkness says they prove Tommy Sotomayor right all the time. I see. I mean, it's just. And here's the thing also that bothers me. There are women like that, females like that. Hey, Vina, those are the type of women's that people focus on, right? So they judge a whole race of women off of the women that are most loud. And the women that are most loud are the women like that. That's crazy to me. So all of us are getting judged by that sort of thing. That's unfortunate. I know those other ladies have beef. I have seen them do this before. Wow, sometimes you just have to sit and watch. However, Beach was looking for. Chap, I'm bottom. Get to it. And judging by the way it's going, I'm glad I did. I know that's right, ODS. You don't want them problems. Them people act so mentally ill. I don't blame you. I won't. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's just unfortunate the way that they were sounding up there. Because, like I said, if they sounded like that on there and they don't feel a way about it, then that's how they sound about in front of their children, and that's why they was upset because they know I was telling the truth. You know what I mean? And all of that hollering and screaming, you still heard what I said. You still can't drown out the truth. You still know I'm telling the truth. And y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself as mothers. And I'm not taking that back. And I mean it. Because that don't make no sense. Like I said, I had one of my play nieces over here, if you will. You know how that go. And she was like, "Why are they screaming like it?" I was like, "Shoot, I don't know." I'm sitting in the kitchen. I'm trying to eat my food, eating my chicken child, and talking to this madness at the same time. But I do realize that you cannot reason with madness. So anyway, I said, well, let me get on here today because after I got through with all that yesterday, child, I was like, let me log out, child. I log back on tomorrow and talk about it because y'all know I was gonna come and talk about it, right? So anyway, that happened up there with those ladies that I don't know nothing about. Hey, Journey. And Beach pops up on the link. She calls me a hypocrite, y'all. She said that I allowed people to speak derogatorily about her child. I allowed them up on the link to speak derogatorily about her child. And what she was talking about was that incident when the FedEx driver or something posed she got into it with the FedEx driver, and the story wasn't making sense and all this and all that. And so we was talking. I meant to ask her. Well, you said that I allowed them. Number one, these are adults. I'm not allowing them to do anything. People have their own opinions, right? But you saying I allowed them to say this and all of that. But what did I say? You can say nothing that I said. That was my issue. And she was talking so fast and so loud and so wrong. She knew I was telling the truth too. I want to know, what did I say? Because if I drop the link, anybody can hit the link. Everybody got a right to their own opinion. Whether I agree with it or not, they still got a right to their own opinion. So you acting like I made these people hit my link and say whatever it is they said about you and your case. And your case didn't make no sense. Well, my daughter, you allowed them to say this and all of that about the daughter and blah, 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 and go out, go out, go out. I'm thinking, girl, you brought your daughter into this. You're the one brought your daughter into this. Where is your accountability? Like, I was confused by that. And what did I say? I'm like, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, mm-mm. And we still ain't never found out the truth about what really happened with the FedEx incident. Just attention seeking. Just loud and wrong with that synthetic ponytail on. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, don't you know people don't wear that stuff no more? Girl, what's wrong with you? Anyway, I'm about to say, Miss Libby, you never told us whether the chicken was, oh, it was fried chicken. And it was seasoned very well. Oh, yes. Because I cooked it. She makes everything. Yeah, did she make everything about her? Child. Herself cussed out Beach. Did she, Kwani? No one spoke negatively about Beach's child. Right? I didn't hear nobody speaking actually about her child. Like, I'm thinking, girl, are you okay? And so I know you don't like the demon from VA, but this morning she said you're amongst the greats when it comes to drag. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I was so lost when she came. When she came at me, it was a panel. Child, she wanted her lick back, child. Hey, Tisa. Hey, Miss Bless, how you doing? I was like, and then she another ratchet one. That beaches. I'm thinking, girl, if you don't calm down, you talking all fast. Cause you don't want to hear the truth either. Y'all are some bad mothers. Okay. And just like they got up there and expressed their opinions, when you make it, they was like, well, mind your own business. Well, it's my business, honey, because you made it public. You on a public platform acting like this. So it's everybody's business. Don't you understand that? I'm confused. Cha. Bitch wanted to be seen. She always want to be seen. We know that. She had a camera on and everything. Child with that fake ponytail. I'm like, girl, they used to wear that hairstyle in the 90s. What are you trying to get a moment for? Kimmie should have just put her on the big screen for 5 minutes and then sent her on her way. I know that's right. Child, hey, Hypnotic. Y'all please hit the like button. Mm-mm. And at one point in time, y'all, they got mad because I wasn't mad. And I'm thinking, well, why would I be mad? I got agitated because I couldn't. I got tired of trying to scream over them. And then I started asking Kimmie, could I say something? Because I'm not going to scream over y'all. This is y'all business. At the end of the day, those are y'all's children. So if y'all don't mind people speaking derogatory about your children, so be it. But if you make it public, people got a right to give opinion on it. Okay? And that's just how I feel about it. And I didn't, and then I was wanting to ask, I didn't have time, but I had heard about that Brina girl, right? And I agree with Beefing 313. He did a little short video and he called her a breeder. Not a baby mama, but a breeder. And if you got 9 kids, honey, you're not a baby mama, you're a breeder. Okay, we all know what breeders are. And so she don't feel a way about not having any of her children. And I'm thinking, girl. Then she cited mental illness or something like that. I'm thinking, was you on drugs and they took that baby from you as soon as you had it? Because you had drugs in your system? Because you know in the state, now I don't know what they do where she live, and I don't know where she live, but in the state of Tennessee, if you got drugs in your system, they are immediately going to take your child away from you. It's going to happen. I want to say this why Beach going at you. You did not set up the live stream for people. And right to talk about her child. Absolutely not. I was just trying to get the story straight. You right, Water Sloppy. Then she went on this whole rant, wanting to be seen, child. I wasn't impressed by that. I was like, child, if you don't sit down somewhere. I couldn't even get mad at her because I know she wanted to be seen. Child. Tisa said, I didn't like it. Just keeping it real. I didn't like it either. I'm not listening to kids being talked about like exactly. It's not entertaining to me either. I can't believe it was going on so long. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. It was cringeworthy, especially when they was talking about that deceased baby. I'm like, oh my God. Child. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Connie said she's a human mattress. Good morning, everybody that came in. Good morning, Sparkle T. But they want to coddle her just to comfort the opposite. Is that right? Yeah, that's it. And see, that's the problem with people. They don't want to tell them the truth. I don't have a problem with telling nobody, giving my opinion, giving out my truth. Mm-mm. The woman wonder why no man will make. That's right. They wonder why nobody want to wife them up, honey. This is why. This is why. So that happened over there. And then after that, a little while after that, who did I listen to after that? A little while after that, oh, what's her name? Pizaro came on, right? And Pizaro came on, and she was talking about the Brina chick that wants to come over here to the sector. And somebody and Pizarro, I'm assuming at first she was gonna try to make peace with the girl because the girl had called her racist. Because I believe Pizarro said she wasn't gonna bow down to no pink person, right? And I was like, well, I mean, what is racist about that? And why would you explain yourself? Y'all know they didn't call me racist because I said I was pro-black. I don't care. I'm not apologizing for being for my people first. That's why I only argue back and forth with my own dang on people. Okay? Because I don't see them the way I see us. Okay? Period. You call me whatever you want to. I do. Y'all already know. I don't care. So anyway, Pizarro, so, this might be her. She said that's correct. Until they told her that the girl said, she said that from what I understand, she said that her friend, I'm assuming her friend is black, her friend told her that black men prefer, uh, I guess, Hispanic women and Anglo women over black women. And Pizarro heard that, and hey, Kimmie. And she was like, and then Pizarro was like, "Oh heck no! If she's saying that, no, I'm not. No, we not cool. I'm not trying to make no peace with her. But let me tell you something, Pizarro. If this really is you, you don't have to apologize, honey, for defending your own dang on people. I don't care what nobody say. Let me put my thing up just in case. You don't have to do that. It don't matter if they say you racist or not. Because technically, according to Webster, we can't be racist. We can be prejudiced. We can be biased. But because I got you, Kimmie, because we're not part of the so-called quote unquote dominant society, we cannot be racist. Is this Kimmie?
Hey, Miss O. I'm gonna go
Hey,
on
how you
mute.
doing?
I'm gonna go on mute while you talking, baby.
Okay. So anyway, I agreed with what Pizarro was saying, cause B, how dare you? Okay, what do you mean? And then who wants a trifling black man like that that's involved with a conversation like that? And if your friend told you that, why would you then repeat it? Why would you want to repeat it? Do you think you're doing something special? You ain't doing nothing special. That's just the type of low caliber, uh, uh, mindset of a man that you fooling with. Them the kind we don't want, honey. Those are the throwaways. Okay? Maybe that's why you got so many baby daddies, because you're dealing with the throwaways. And you throwing your kids away like they throwaways. So, yeah, she was right about that. Said, trust me, I won't, Olivia. We fight each other. Yeah, but no one, but no non-black B gonna disrespect our, especially black women. Especially black women. Because you know why? Because we are the ones that have been tasked with holding this community down. Now it is in tatters, and it is important in tatters by the way, because of the way you heard the women talking yesterday. Because we clearly don't have no classy, no moral compass when it comes to some of these females having babies. None at all. Because they get online and they present themselves in a way that is trash. And I said it and I don't take it back. And like I said, once again, they got mad because I was telling the truth, acting like that. Give me a freaking break. I asked her that, and she couldn't give me an answer until after Queen questioned her. Is that right? Well, cause she know that was a lie. Ain't nobody told her that. That came out of her own mouth. Cause I guess it made her feel special.
Well, I did. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss O. So
Hey,
I
Kim.
did ask her too, and what I asked her was, let's just see the video, because
Mhm.
once Pizarro came up there, Pizarro actually gave us a lot of clarity as to what was going on, because
Mhm.
we only heard that one side. She came over and said that SD came and got her out of my live to go
Mhm.
over to Pizarro's live to be lined up and cussed out and disrespected.
Mhm.
That's what she came back and said now. So when Pizarro came up there and Pizarro was like, well, that's not how it happened, and Pizarro broke it down, that's when I asked her, Miss O, I don't know if you heard that part, when I was like, Brina, just let me see the video. Unprivate the video
Yeah,
so
I
that
did
I
hear
can
you.
play the video. And she
Mhm.
typed in the back chat. She said out loud, she typed in the back chat that she deleted the video.
Mm.
So that's the reason why I never played the video, was because she told me. So then she kept typing in that back chat. Good morning, Kwani. So that's when I said publicly, once y'all had stopped talking, I said, y'all, she says that we can't play her video because she deleted the video. I
Mm.
did. I sure did. I did ask her because I wanted to see the video, and I
Yeah.
even said to her, I said, "Now, girl, if we see this video and you did this shit, you are going to get drugged." Like
Oh yeah.
I wanted her to be clear about that.
Oh yeah.
But she didn't want to let us. She said the video was deleted, y'all. I swear to God, that's what the girl said. She put it in the back
Mm.
chat. She said the video was deleted. I asked her specifically to let's play the video. I don't want to hear nothing about no explanation, girl. Just
Right.
give me the video. And she
Yeah.
didn't want to do that. So nothing
Yeah.
I could do about that.
Yeah, well, cause she didn't want nobody to overhear what she had said. Cause why are you deleting? And I think I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I
Hmm.
think I heard Pizarro said she deleted all or hid all the videos on her channel. So that got me to thinking, girl, what else you done said about black women?
Pizarro, yeah, when Pizarro said that, it clicked. That's why I was like, when Pizarro came up there, Miss O, up until that point, I didn't even know none of that was going on. Once
Hmm.
Pizarro came up there and broke it down, because I thought Pizarro them had her over there to disrespect her and to jump her, like she said. We don't know. And when Pizarro came up there, that's why I asked her, let me see the video. And it got kind of quiet. And I said, Brina, if I see this video and you said this stuff, sister, you are going to get dragged. I told her
Hmm.
that. But then she typed in the back chat, because she could have came off of mute and said, y'all, the video is deleted. She put it in
Mm.
the back chat that the video was deleted. And I had to tell
Mm.
y'all the video. She said the video was deleted. So
Yeah. Well, that made her seem guilty because you didn't want it overheard because you know it was wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? And if somebody actually did say that to you, why would you then repeat it? Which leads me to think nobody said that to you. You said that yourself.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So I want
that's
to
what
address
did
this.
me.
Shay
Yeah.
Baby said I let people address. Wait a minute. And Quan believe all your text and email, but not the one question you had. Girl, Shay Baby, fuck you, bitch. In the day you was born, hoe. As
Mm.
far as people jumping Miss Olivia, let's be very
Oh,
fucking clear. You
girl,
must not have been watching Miss O for a long period of time.
girl, I
Miss
can't. No,
O is the one who originated the Thunderdome.
yeah, I can't. I
Miss
can't be jumped.
O was
I can't.
sitting up with her legs crossed on her device, eating and cussing them out, and
I'm
made up with them
laughing
at
at
the
him.
end.
Laughing at him because I was not phased. Okay,
She
that
was
jump thing.
completely unfazed. Miss
I'm like,
O was not jumped. Miss O
girl.
literally came up there, called the whole panel trash, called them all whores and
Man.
prostitutes and drug addicts, So Miss O knew what their response was gonna be. Miss O set her ass up there and banged the fuck out of them. And I ain't, and not one time that I asked Miss O to leave. Not one time did I say, "Well, Miss O, wait." No, no. Miss O banged.
Yeah, they don't bother me, child. Cause now we used to have fights like that for real in the beef sector. You see what I'm saying? So whatever that was yesterday, child, ain't nobody. I thought they was funny. I was eating my chicken and
You
tater
said when you
salad,
said you was eating your chicken, it
child.
was hilarious. I fell out. And then Black Girl Magic said, "But Miss Kimmy, you were trying to give her an out by comparing her to Uppity. They're equally disgusting." That's exactly my point. My point was, how are you going to hold one to one standard and you not holding everybody to the same standard across the board? Because people have their picks, right? So if you like a personality like Uppity, then you're going to excuse her CPS stuff, but then you're going to hold this girl accountable. I said both of them were ridiculous, and one CPS case is one too many. That was the entire point.
Right. Let me read this. Somebody called Pizarro ghetto. I guess for what she said yesterday. I don't see nothing that she said was ghetto yesterday when
Who?
she was speaking truth to power
Who?
to that girl.
Pizarro?
Yeah.
Pizarro
I
wasn't being ghetto yesterday.
She wasn't being
Pizarro
ghetto.
literally said what the girl said, and when we asked her to prove that Pizarro was wrong, she said the video was deleted. How was Pizarro ghetto?
Oh no, Beef Sector said no, Pizarro. That pound of Kimmie Hill was ghetto boo. They always call you out. Well, no, them people up there on that pounder, yes, they were ghetto. Especially when that girl cut on her camera, Kimmie, and start shaking her booty. And I was like, girl, is that the only thing you feel like you got to offer
Listen,
the
Lady
world?
Wu turned that camera on, baby, and shook it. And here's the gag. I hollered when you said, "Hey, hey, look at this, look at this, look." I
It
heard you
was
when you
horrible.
said that.
It was horrible.
I
Horrible.
hollered.
Horrible. Why are you acting like that? Girl, give me a break. You're supposed to be a mother. You know? I was just like for real the way they was talking about that deceased child. And like I said, I didn't hear the beginning of the video, but when I came into the video, they were talking about the deceased child, and how the child was unalived by the card on the blind, and they mentioned something about the child's brother, or if it wasn't for her mentioning the little brother, the mama would have went to jail. That's on the felony, and I'm like, oh my God. And then they start, and I'm how traumatized is the child that's alive. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
you acting like this. And then they went from that to talking about what's that girl the other girl's little boy that's 6 years old, and all of that stuff they were saying about that child.
Mhm.
That was too much. And I
It was
hope
a lot.
I hope none of their kids don't hear them acting like that, but I think they do. I think they
Well,
can't
the
hear that stuff.
thing was that I wanted people, because I think that a lot of people miss this. I think that talking about the kid shit is disgusting. We
Yeah,
all agreed on that.
yeah.
The problem was, and the point I was trying to make, had the girl not dropped down and left Miss O, was
Mm,
that nobody was even on that.
mm-hmm,
She
mm,
came up hot,
mm,
cussing, going crazy.
mm,
And she came up and brought and when Meek came up and hit the link, Meek didn't start talking about her babies or
mm-hmm,
disrespecting. Meek said,
mm,
"Wait a minute, I'm trying to understand what you're talking about with you a felon. That's the reason why you can't pick your kids up from school or drop the kids off." Or it was confusing. So
mm,
she said all of that. And I asked Meek to go on mute. Meek muted.
mm,
They started disagreeing again.
mm,
And at that point, that's when she called Meek's child the F bomb. Now,
mm,
I am
mm, mm.
sorry. You do not say that about anybody's child.
No, you do not. No, you
That
do not.
lady said that. Okay?
Yeah,
Period. She said that, and Meek went crazy. So
yeah.
I don't understand why there's this whole thing about oh well this is listen, once you say that about somebody's child, all bets are off. You can't say that. And as far
Mm,
as me bringing up what happened with Chanel's child, I
Uh-huh.
asked and I said, this is what I was told. And
Mm-hmm.
again, the bigger
Mm-hmm.
point was
Mm-hmm.
that y'all are being hypocritical because you cannot hold one person to one standard and somebody else to another. If y'all want to throw Brina away, fine, throw her away. That's none of my business. But then you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to throw Chanel away. You're going to have to throw Uppity away. You're going to have to throw every one of them people away that ever made a mistake while parenting. And that was my point. Sitting in so much judgment of people and it being a hypocritical thing. But that was just lost in the sauce.
What? Why did that girl turn around and dox you, Kimmy?
Child, was she mad? She felt like she was really mad. And my
Now,
thing
is that the
was,
one that was got up and twerking? Is that the one that was doing that?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
no. Lady Wu
It
is
was,
harmless, child.
it was another one.
No, no, no. That was the
Okay.
Chanel chick.
Okay. What now? See, I get them.
I
You know,
spoke
mixed up.
on the fact that I said, y'all around here dragging and kicking Brina's back in, but
Mm-hmm.
who brought this to the sector to begin with? Oh, the girl
Mm-hmm.
Chanel. But
Mm-hmm.
y'all are telling me, y'all are saying that Chanel has one child that was unalived as a result of the child being left alone. And y'all are saying that all her other children are not even in her custody. So why again are y'all disparaging Brina when you're not holding everyone else accountable? I don't understand how that's getting lost because it was very clear that that's what I was saying. The video is still up.
Yeah. 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 And so she got mad at you, and so she gonna try to dox you today because you was telling the truth, basically.
Exactly.
That don't
Talking
make no
about that
sense.
girl whole situation wrong, Dana Blue. See, and this is why I know it's a lot of slow people. Lady, again, I did not. I started the live out talking about the hypocrisy of drag. The video is up.
But let me
This,
ask you this, changing the
golly.
subject. Let the girl, let move right along. Don't worry about it. Let me ask you this: How do you think that um that girl? I mean, do you think that Brenda chick think that she gonna move something over here in the B sector? Because in my opinion, she started out the wrong way. Because if you started out talking about black women, and this sector is
Oh, I agree.
predominantly filled with
Mhm.
black women, how do you think you're going to prosper over here? How is that going to work? Now,
It ain't gonna work.
the reason why I say that is because I heard, now I could be wrong, but I
Hmm.
heard that she was supposed to be in some kind of online, the start of an online relationship with the Lemon guy, but I thought Lemon was gay. Is he not outwardly gay? I'm confused by
I
this.
thought he was openly bisexual.
Oh,
And
okay. Now,
I
see, I
thought he
thought he
was
was openly
openly,
gay.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I thought she was openly bisexual.
Okay.
He was openly bisexual. Do I believe that this was a play for attention by Brina?
Hmm.
Kinda, yes.
Yeah.
Because the thing
Yeah.
is, and I don't see how Brina can really deny that, y'all.
Mm,
Because the thing is that the way that she could have shut this whole thing down, and the whole how she could have shut Pizarro down was by
mm.
saying let's listen to the video. The fact that she wouldn't let us listen to that video
Right.
really
It made her look guilty.
yeah, it made her look so guilty. And then I
Yeah.
was looking at her like, well, why did you just sit up here and say that Pizarro, they lined you up? Because she was typing all this stuff in the back chat. I'm like, why did
Mhm.
you sit up here and say that Pizarro lined you up and Queen was jumping you and all this? Like, why did you say that? That's not really what happened.
That's not happening because see, she the one said it out of her mouth. So if she said it out of her mouth, how's it that Pizarro lined you up when you said the stuff and then deleted the video? Did you line yourself up? Did you not think nobody was gonna comment on it? Did you not think nobody was gonna be offended by that? Because see, at the time when I was on the panel with the
Mm-hmm.
girl, all I had heard was about her, a little bit about her in the lemon situation, and I thought she was, Anglo or whatever, right? So I heard that little bit, and I heard that she was from the mommy sector, and I was like, oh, she's trying to come into the sector. It wasn't until I got over there on the spaceship that I heard the part about her saying, the black men don't want the black women, they want the Spanish women and or the Hispanic women and the white women and this, that, and the other. And then couldn't find the video on your channel, still didn't know what it's about. Could I think Pizarro, correct me if I'm wrong, was
Mm-hmm.
asking for the video. And they were saying it was private or deleted or something
They was
like
they
that.
was
And then,
telling, but that now see, and that was the other thing that kind of bothered me, Miss O. Because did you catch this? You telling it now. You caught
Mhm.
this. When it was Pizarro asking for it, it was the video was on private. But
Right.
when we asked for the video over there on the panel yesterday, she said she typed in the back chat it was deleted.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Which means she was
private and
reading.
delete is two different things. And she
Hmm.
definitely said private, Miss O, because
Hmm.
remember I said to her, I said, well, unprivate the video.
Mm.
So
She
she
could have
did
just
tell her
deleted.
it was private.
which
See?
means she wasn't willing to stand in her ish. She wasn't willing to stand in her stuff that she said, which also leads me to believe that it was more said than just that little bit, and she really didn't want the rest of it heard. Because it ain't like we ain't had conversations like this before when it comes to black men and other ethnicities of women. It ain't like we ain't had this conversation before. Do you see what I'm saying? And so
I
for her to
I
say
agree.
that, for her to say
Mhm.
something like that, you are offending. Now, it may be some black women that don't care, but clearly you are offending some of us. I am married to a black man. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be offended. I'm also gonna be offended because I'm pro-black. And I don't
Yeah.
care. And as far as that, they said she said more. Yeah, Pizarro, I bet she did say more in the video.
Because
She
it was
said that
people
little
in the
bit.
chat saying that yesterday, Miss O.
Clearly,
It was
she said
people in
more.
the chat saying, hello, we were there, we saw your video. Like, I was like, oh Lord. Like, when she typed in the back chat that the video was deleted, y'all, it was nothing else to say
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I mean, come on now. You clearly telling a lie. We all grown here. We know why you moving like that, girl. Give me a freaking break. Then you couldn't even stand in your own stuff. If you so,
Exactly.
if you feel like you the ish, because it's because you feel like black men prefer you over black women, just stand in it, boo. Why you deleting the video? Stand in it, cause you the bomb. We ain't supposed to be offended when we the backbone of this community. And I heard Pizarro, and I absolutely agree with her. See, if it wasn't no us, it wouldn't be no them in the first place. And that is the truth when she said that, okay? Now,
Facts.
I try not to have these discussions anymore, but I'm glad that Pizarro has said what she said because I absolutely freaking agree. You got the nerve. Girl, who are you? What about your kids?
Yes, Pizarro. Flo asked her to unprivate the live as well, and she typed it in the back chat. Now, Flo said she was there, and that's not what she said, but there were other people in the chat saying that they absolutely were there, and that's absolutely what she said. She initially told Pizarro that the video was private, and when Pizarro came over, I said, "Can you unprivate it?" She
Hmm.
typed in the back chat that it was deleted. I
It was
don't
deleted.
and
Yeah.
that's just it just it, and I left it alone right then because I was like,
Hmm.
well, girl, I just didn't believe it at that point. So I was like,
Yeah,
well,
she clearly was lying at that point. You done said you done too much. You clearly hiding something. You clearly can't stand in your ish. You deleted it or private it because you didn't want nobody to hear what else you said. That's why you wouldn't play the video, girl. Ain't no. So what? The only thing it leads us to believe is that you did in fact say that.
I believe she said it.
I believe she said it too.
Yeah, no, I believe she said it, and it was nothing else to talk about at
Mm-mm.
that moment. It wasn't nothing else for me to talk about with that because she wasn't willing to show us the video.
Exactly. Exactly. But you want to come over here to this sector, which is predominantly black woman, and you think you gonna make some moves over here or whatever it is that you was hoping to do over here, acting like that, that's not gonna work.
I
Nobody
do
not gonna
believe
let you
she
have
was
no
sent
peace
over.
like that.
I believe that too. I believe when wasn't you that said that yesterday on the panel when you was like you was sent over here.
You a what over here?
Was that you that said that she was sent over here?
Oh no, that wasn't me.
Somebody else on the panel said that. Oh, Room Shaker. It was Room Shaker. Sorry.
Okay.
Room Shaker was the one, Miss O, who said, bring the bottom line to it is that you were sent over here. So let's
Mm,
not play games. You were sent over here specifically for clout and money. So
mm,
let's just be clear about that. So she did call that out.
mm-hmm. Well, she ain't getting no clout or no money over here because she done messed that up ahead of time. She couldn't even play it off. Okay. She couldn't even act like, she wanted to fit in over here before she start going in on black women. See, women like
Tropical
that
Punch, let me be clear because you're confused and you're slow.
at first
I
against
didn't believe anybody over Pizarro. Y'all have to understand Pizarro is not my friend. I don't give a fuck about what Pizarro shares. I don't give a fuck about what Pizarro says about me because my existence is not contingent upon what Pizarro thinks. We are having a discussion about black and white, about race and color, and not even colorism, but people think like we're not, that's not even the topic. Let's stay focused. If I'm
right.
gonna believe anybody, I'm gonna believe my chat. My chat said that she said it. So I
Hmm.
said, unprivate the video. And I said, if you did this in this video, you're going to get dragged. It had nothing to do with me believing anybody over Pizarro because Pizarro and I are not friends. Moving right along.
Well, somebody said, her. She said her name. Her name, J.K. No, no, it was something else. I want to read to you. Um, Hold on 1 second. I want to know what you thought about it. Oh, Pizarro said B-sector explosion. Exactly. She was loving them black women fighting over her. What black women was fighting over her, Kimmie?
Now that was the part that I was I'm confused about. What black people was fighting over her because my thing was the only person that I heard really defending her was Flo.
Mm,
But as far as the situation between her and Lemon and how people were laying her out, I it's not even about her. It's
mm,
about if one CPS case is one too many, and if
mm,
there's an vested interest in children and protecting children and all of that other stuff that y'all are saying,
mm.
then y'all will hold everybody to the same standard. But I didn't hear anybody
Big,
specifically fighting over her. The only person I heard really defending her was Flo Pizarro.
mm. Well, Pizarro said Mink and Chanel. I guess Mink and Chanel was defending her at some
Mm,
point. At some point, you
I don't
know.
know. I don't know about that.
And the and the women on Lemon's panel.
Oh, I didn't see Lemon's
Child.
panel Cosmic, so I don't
And
know.
they calling him a colorist. But
Who?
I thought the fella was gay. I'm confused by that little part to where they supposed to had some kind of buddy
Oh yeah, I
relationship.
just think that was for YouTube because I always thought that he was openly bisexual. So that's why I was like, well, wait a minute, y'all are attacking this lady because of Lemon. Then y'all was just calling Lemon gay.
That's what I thought he was. I really thought he had something going on with what's his name back in the day? The other troll guy, Tofu Alley.
Oh, Sir King. Oh, he was in
Yeah,
the chat
13. Yeah,
yesterday.
I really thought they had something going on for real.
Well, a lot of people did. And that's what I said. I was like, y'all, for years, y'all been saying that Sir King and Lemon has something going on. So y'all cannot use that as an excuse as to why you were jumping on this girl.
Right. So Big Baby pulled up on Bree about her the other day. Wow, I had liked it, the vibe of it. A Big Baby,
I
like I
didn't
ain't never
see
looked at her
that.
channel, but I liked it, the vibe of her. Oh, and then why was them girl? Okay, so this what got me too. This how you know these some fake heifers, right?
Hmm.
So I said I didn't know because I don't know nothing about the Mo 3. Everybody know I don't hang out over there, right?
Right.
If
Yeah.
something happened over there, and for me to comment on it, it had to be talked about over here, like what was going on yesterday, right? So a while ago, I heard about the Mink girl. I think was she in some kind of challenge or something? Something happened, and that's how I heard of the. That's how the Mink girl popped on the radar. Something happened with her. And then the big baby girl, I seen her on the dance. Was it the dance challenge?
Oh, she was in a dance. She was in a dance challenge.
It might have been in a dance challenge. It was something going on with that, and
Uh
I
huh.
had liked her vibe. But if she going around here protecting that racist thing, I mean, like she need to check her whatever's going on in her head. But what I was talking about though was the fact that how quick they turned on that girl yesterday when I said I liked her vibe. I was trying to tell them I've never been on her channel for one of her videos or anything, but when she was over here in that challenge, she seemed like she was a cool person. I don't care if they was calling her a sex worker or not. What they got to do with me liking her vibe? See, the problem is I don't have no problem with sex workers. You can be a sex worker and be taking care of your kids, and your kids not even know it. Or you doing the best you can do for your babies. You love your babies, and your babies love you. Do you see what I'm saying? It ain't what you do all the time. Sometimes it's how you do it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't, and that's why when you said when you said it was Big Baby, I was like, oh yeah, I like Big Baby. I've been in her chat. She's come over to mine a few times, but yeah, I don't have no issue with Big Baby.
I, I don't have no issue with
I
her
think
either.
she, I think she's funny.
I do too. I liked her vibe, like I really did. Like I said, I don't go over there or nothing, but I liked her vibe. But I mean, I can't. I mean, so if y'all doing all this and all that, how y'all gonna say all this and all that about that girl just because I said I like her vibe? But that's y'all people over there. You see how shady that is? Like
Well,
I
I
was gonna
think
say,
it's the
oh my
same.
God,
I
since you
think
said
it's the
she.
same though. I think it's the same as the beef sector.
Well, I mean,
Um,
it's just how they did it. Oh well,
it's the
you
same
like
as
her
the
and
beef
she's a
sector,
sex
child.
worker. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it just rubbed me the wrong way. It's just like so you talking about us. You saying all this and all that about us, but she a prostitute. I'm thinking, okay, and like, what you mean? Y'all
Yeah.
disrespecting children up here. Okay, we not the subject ain't sex workers. It's the fact that the stuff that's coming out of y'all mouth about these children. I'm like, can they multitask? Like, what
Well,
is
let me
really
ask you
going
this, Miss O, because I have a
on?
question about it. Hey, Corio, I have a question about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you heard that what was said about the young lady's son on the panel,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
calling him the F bomb, because that's what kicked all of this off.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Because what do you think about it?
I thought it was absolutely disgusting. I thought they were sexualizing a 6-year old. They sexualize us black girls as
Very
early as
young.
5 or 6 years old. So now y'all sexualizing little boys this young too? Because if he's 6 years old, why are y'all saying he's putting things in his mouth? You know what I mean? Why would you even think it questions me? I have to question anybody that's even thinking something like that. For it to come out of your mouth, you had to be thinking about that. So why are you thinking about that in terms of a
Right.
6-year-old little boy or even a little girl? You
Right.
sexualizing children. Come on now.
Yes.
It
Yes.
ain't gotta be
Yes.
all that.
And the other thing too is, and you was up there, so you could see it real time. People was like, "Well, Kimmy, you should have been muting people." I was,
Yeah, 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 you was.
I
You
was,
was.
and
Because they
then
was sounding like a pack of freaking dogs.
I was. Did I put people in the bag? Yes. Did I?
Yeah,
Yes, I did all of
yeah.
that. Miss O was up there, like I literally did all of that. But here's the thing that y'all are missing, and this was the question I asked Miss O. And that's what I'm gonna ask y'all as parents. If someone says that about someone's child, then anything that came out of her, she blacked out.
She
When
did.
she blacked out, she
She
completely
did.
lost it when that was
She
said
did.
about
But
her baby.
let me stop you right there. Keep see, I told her yesterday. I know that you was triggered. You had every right to be triggered about what they said about your little boy. I just hate that she handled it in that way. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I would have cussed all of them out. See, I ain't got to go at your kids to cuss you out. Do you see what
Right.
I'm
No.
saying? And
Hmm.
she was absolutely triggered. She had absolutely every right to be triggered. I just hate that she some of the things that she said out of her mouth because it made her sound just as low as them heifers that said that about her child.
But see, at that point, and this was the part, and I've heard Pizarro say this. I've heard a lot of parents on here say this, and you have too,
Mhm.
Miss O. Once you cross the line with my child, I'm blacking out.
Yeah, and
And
she did.
see,
She blacked out.
she blacked out.
Yes, she
And
did.
so
And I get it.
and she was even honest once she was able to calm herself down.
Mm-hmm.
Then she did tell Miss O, I'm blacked out. Like you,
Blacked out.
she said this about my child. Then she got worked up again and blacked out again. So
Yeah.
the thing is, y'all can't tell nobody how to respond
You can't.
when because why would your mind immediately go to that? I'm with
Right.
Miss
See,
O.
see, that's why I said I know that she was triggered. I just hate um some of the things that she said, but she had absolutely every right to be triggered. And when you triggered, I mean you know your brain is just on go. And I get that too. I get that. I absolutely get it. You don't say that about it. You don't say that about my son. If you was in front of me, I knocked the heck out of you. You know what I
It
mean?
was sick, and I was like, dang. I was like, and I'm hearing people have the conversation. I'm so glad you are. Because I know you would just tell me, Kimmie, I thought it was effed up and this and that. And I thought it was effed up too. And I said that yesterday. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is that what was said to that young lady to cause her to black out like that.
Right.
Like
Right.
it could have been anybody in her place. Switch her
Mm-hmm.
out. You are an aunt, and you are an aunt. You got
Mm-hmm.
them your babies. I hear them all
You're
the
my
time in the
baby.
background. And the
Right.
thing is that if somebody had said that about one of your babies, you would have
Mm-hmm.
blacked the fuck out.
And
It could have been
I'd have flipped the
anybody in
script.
her place. It could have been Pizarro. It could have been
Yeah.
anybody in her
Not anybody.
place,
Yeah,
and
I'd have
they would
flipped out.
have blacked
Especially if
out.
you in front of me. I'm gonna need you to be in front of me for you to say that out your mouth. That's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need you to be in front of me when you say something to me like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes,
I'm gonna need you to be. And if you on camera and you saying something like that to me and I can't get to you, I'm gonna be extra hot. You see what I'm saying?
extra,
So I get the fact that you was extra hot about it. I get it.
extra. Now, does
Because
that
I
take
can't
away
wrap
from the
my
fact
hands
that it was
around your
horrible?
throat.
It don't take away from the fact that what was said was horrible. It doesn't take away
No.
from that fact. But you cannot look at a situation without looking at it holistically. Let's take all that off the table, Miss O. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
Chanel was upset with me because she felt like I had her story wrong. She came
Mm-hmm.
up there and cussed me out. Did I disrespect her? No. Did I cuss her back out? No. I let her get it out. She calmed down. We had a conversation. So let's just say that that's what it was. Then her vitriol she still didn't have to say the stuff she said. Like, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what, there's no justification. The reason why that panel went the way it went yesterday was as a result of what she said about a young child. Calling a young child the F bomb and saying that an item was in that child's orifice, and
Mm-hmm.
that is sick.
Oh my God.
And that is what started all of that. Y'all cannot sit and tell somebody how they're to respond. She blacked out. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. When Lady Wu got up and started modeling for Sir King and did her twerk, it was the comic relief I needed.
I said,
Cause I
Lord.
hollered.
I said, Lord, is this all she thinks she got the offer? She done did all that hollering, and then she cut that camera on, and she had them little scraggly plaits in her hair. I'm like, girl.
Baby, when Lady Wu got up and did her little model walk for Sir King and then did her
Yes, you
little
did.
I holler because I said this is the comic relief we need because it had gotten so and there was no calming her down. You
Hmm.
couldn't calm her down because even Miss O was trying to talk reason. But you can't because at that moment it was too hype. And then they calmed down and Miss O was eating her wings and calling them hoes and we was laughing. But
Mm,
we
gotta
had
let
to
get
get
my
there.
whole life, get my whole life, because they was triggered off my words because it was the truth, and I would hope that when they got offline, they thought about it, all of them, me included. Do you see what
Yeah,
I'm
Miss
saying?
said she went and got some sleep and she was able to regroup. But in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
Miss O could nobody but Miss O understood. So
Oh
that's why
yeah.
I'm like, I don't that's why I took the time to explain to Miss O what happened to
Mhm.
get us there.
Yeah, that's why I tried to tell her, like, look, I understand that you got triggered. You have every right to be triggered. I just hate that you handled it in that way. But you had every right to be triggered. And as far as that other girl, her story is so sad. But for it to be, she talk about it so flippant. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I can be online arguing about that if I was her. You know what I mean? I don't know how that would work in my head. So yeah, I don't agree with that. The whole thing was just bad all the way around.
It was. Now that I agree with. And
But let me
that's
tell
why
you this. You know good and dang on Will Kimmie that when Beach got up there with that synthetic ponytail, you know she was looking for a moment, right?
Jesus.
Oh my God.
That part I really wanted to ask you about. Because I was like, wait, Beach, what? And Beach meant that with her whole heart.
Yes,
And
she
I was
did.
like, and you,
Mm-mm.
you was like, it did not happen on my platform. It did not happen on my platform. And she
Mm,
was like, yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I was like, oh my God, what
mm.
in the world? Did that happen on your platform?
Yeah, it wasn't all of that. She said they sexualized the little girl. I'm thinking, why? Why would they do that? I don't have nobody on my platform over here talking like that. They wouldn't even go there. I'm like, girl, and then you think, well, you had these people up here saying this and that, and the other. But if I'm on the panel with you right now, what did I say? You can't tell me nothing that I said. That's what was very interesting to me. This person says Mink has a history of saying horrible things about other content creators' kids. Does she really? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So I was just like, what in the world is going on? I said, wait. So this happened on Miss O's platform. That part I never got because you
I
said it
was like,
did, and
let
she
me
said
go
it did.
find this video. What she was talking about was when when she started the whole thing about the FedEx
The
driver, right?
FedEx.
And it
Mm-hmm.
was a topic for a couple because people was trying to figure out, well, hey, something don't sound right about this, right?
Oh Lord. Uh-huh.
And what I was telling her yesterday, I mean it, you are the one that inserted your child into the situation. You're the one brought up your baby. You're the one said your baby did this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? If you don't want nobody, that's part of the conversation at this point. But nobody was actualizing your child. They was talking about how you explained your child's part in the situation. So I'm trying to figure out, I mean, did you really think this in your head? Like, was you just trying to get your lick back? Clearly, you've been thinking about this for a long
She
time.
she
We
she
still don't
was.
believe you about this FedEx driver. We
Oh
still
God.
don't know what really happened. You know what I mean? Because, girl, you done too much. You said you was going to court. We ain't heard nothing else about it. Like, what is you talking about?
It was a lot. And from what I got from what she said, Miss O,
Mm-hmm.
she said that she walked away from it feeling as if those two, whoever it was, two people on your panel,
Mm-hmm.
were saying that she was performing sexual favors in front of her child.
Ain't
So that,
nobody said it on my channel.
but that's what she said.
That didn't have nothing to do with that situation with that FedEx driver. That don't even make sense.
That's what she was saying though. That's what she said happened on your platform, and
That's how you know she wanted the moment. Mm-hmm.
I was like, on Miss Olivia platform.
Yeah, because what one
Wow.
thing got to do with the other one? That don't even make sense.
Yeah, because she said that, and she said, I mean, she had it, she remembered it, so it
It was
must have been something that
it
was
was a lie.
impactful. But I don't
It was a
know.
lie. I'm thinking she having conversations in her own head, or she just wanted a moment. Like I said, which she absolutely wanted a moment. She thought she was looking cute yesterday with that little synthetic ponytail on, child, the way we used to wear it back in the '90s. Now
I'm so Miss O.
I'm
Miss
thinking,
O.
girl, why you got to her pulled back in the little synthetic ponytail, girl? You got it bobbing back and forth, and they matching your hair texture, and you doing all this talking, and I can't concentrate on nothing else but that.
I'm gonna be
So,
honest with you, Miss O. Did you look at the chat when y'all was? You probably didn't look at the chat,
no, I
but
didn't.
the chat wasn't connecting with her version of it. Um, Let me
Child.
just say it like that. Like they were not. They were
Because one
team
thing
you
you have
on
to,
that. They weren't
mm,
connecting with it because it was hard to fathom that something like that would happen on your platform. But nevertheless, she walked away feeling that way.
child. Yeah, she walked away feeling that way, and I think in her mind she might have told herself that. I'm not sure, but she was dead set on saying that that happened on my panel. I'm thinking, no, it don't even make sense. Like, how you go from the FedEx driver and the daughter defended you from the FedEx driver, I believe is what she was saying, to something like that? It don't make sense.
Well, they were okay. HTX said it in your chat. They were at Miss HTX said that the conversation went that way only because they were asking, was she in a relationship with the FedEx driver?
Hmm. But that's a little bit too graphic for me. I'm not
You
gonna be able to
know,
do that.
and that's why I was like, I don't know because this is just so out of character for Miss Olivia.
Yeah, I don't even get that graphic with grown when I'm talking about grown people discussions. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
It's not my thing in general. It's not my thing, So I don't be graphic like that. It's a couple of words on here that I heard for the first time a little while back. I only thought they said those words, uh, dirty old Anglo men said those words on porn videos. And then I heard black women saying that word all the time. Now that C word,
Oh yes,
I honestly
yes.
thought only dirty old white men say that word on porn videos. That's what I thought for real.
No,
I was
because
like, you
that's
know
not a
what?
commonly used word in the black community.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I honestly didn't think so. I was like, wow. I done got a whole education since I've been online about a whole lot of things. Okay, just let me say. Because some
Child.
things that go on, in other parts of the country. See, we live in a small town, honey. They just flat out don't go on down here. Okay?
Well, because even when I started saying Talawaka, people was like, "Where you get that?" I said, "Girl, that is old school." The
Well, it's
old
all I'm good with the tallywhacker word. Absolutely.
the Talawaka in the pocketbook, that's what they used to call it.
Right. I'm used to that. I'm used to
And so
that.
I'm like, we can use those terms, but to say the other
Right.
terms is it can be uncomfortable.
It can be uncomfortable. It can
Yeah.
be uncomfortable. And so why would you want to make somebody uncomfortable like that?
And that's what
Or
I'm
why
saying
would you
because
want to
our
make it the norm?
yes,
You know?
yes. And I'm like, the demographic over here, eh, we are older women, like
Yeah.
35 and up. We don't
Yeah.
want to hear that. So
Right.
I try to keep it Talawaka and pocketbook
Right.
because it keeps the conversation light.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Without it
Yeah.
getting too dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't like that kind of talk. It's just not me. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? I'm not even judging nobody if they want to talk like it. I'm just saying it's not my thing. You know what I mean? You're not gonna hear it over here. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
but
not my
you've been
thing.
consistent though. Like you've been consistent for years. So
Yeah,
that's
I
why it
know.
threw me off. I was
I
like,
know. That
that
girl,
threw
she
me
had a
off.
whole conversation in her head, and then she was talking so fast, she didn't want to let nobody respond. And I'm thinking, girl, I'm not finna run a race to get my stuff out. I'm gonna ask Kimmie, can I respond? Cause I'm thinking y'all acting crazy. Y'all ain't gonna make me choke on no chicken bone. I done cooked the heck out of this chicken. Child, I put some tiger season on that chicken. I
No,
put
you
some
didn't.
garlic on. Yes, I put some garlic salt on that and garlic pepper on the chicken. Some good black pepper on that chicken, girl. I even put a little bit of that what do you got? That Creole? Look, you gotta be careful with that Creole season, right?
Oh, because
Put a
it
little bit of
got a
that
kick
Creole
to it.
season on it.
Hmm.
I had to fix me another batch, me and the mister, because Sunday the food went so fast. I mean, they were just like the gobble gobble people. That blue thing on Sesame Street. That's how they was fast. They was
Hi,
gobbling the food up.
Olivia. And how is your niece doing? Because your niece had done took over the phone. I hollered. I said, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's one of my nieces from the community. She not my blood niece, but like I said, all these kids around her, I'm their auntie. You know what I mean? And she was coming to my house actually to get a car seat because when my nieces, my blood nieces, when they babies grow out the car seats and the clothes
Yeah.
and all this and all that, I just put them up in case somebody need them. So she in her getting the car seat, and then she heard all this stuff going on, and she immediately thinking like these people is just like dogging me out. You know what I mean? You know what I
Oh, honey,
mean?
she came in there and she went to windmill, and I said, "Lord have mercy." And I thought it was the niece that I always hear, the one I'm
Oh,
kind of
like
chummy
Brandy?
with,
No, huh? It wasn't
Brandy.
Brandy. Mm-mm.
Yeah, the
It was
one
just
I'm
a little
kind of
girl in the
chummy with.
community. It
I
was a
thought
little
it was
girl in the
Brandy.
community. No, it
Okay,
wasn't Brandy. Mm-mm. It was a
okay.
little girl in the community.
Well,
And
honey,
so that's
she
why
went to
she was sounding
windmilling.
like that. Yes, didn't she though? I was like, oh Lord. Oh
Child, she
Lord.
went to windmill, and I said, "Lord have mercy."
Yes, yes. She called me about maybe 2 hours after all that happened to see if I was offline and to ask me what was really going on. I was like, child, I don't know. That's just the way I put it to her. I don't know. Well, why
Miss
them
O.
people that's just the way they act.
That's the way. I mean, honestly, and I said several times, Miss O didn't hear this part, y'all. So y'all gotta give Miss O grace because she didn't hear this part. So all she's hearing is the disgustingness that came after.
Yeah.
So you had every right to feel the way you felt. I felt as the host. As the host, I felt funny
But Kimmie, your
because,
facial expressions
oh
was
girl,
saying a lot.
I was so Miss O, and I was in an uncomfortable position because I
I
felt
know.
like
I know.
you
I know.
said that about that girl baby and she done blacked
Yeah.
out. There's nothing,
Yeah.
you know what I
And I
mean?
get it. I
So
get
I really thanked Lady Wu, honey. I got to send Lady Wu a cash out
it.
because Lady
Yeah.
Wu came through, baby. With that twerk, that was
Yeah.
funny.
And that was fun. I was like, oh my God, what is she? This is a freaking madhouse. What is really going on here? But I got my whole life though. I ain't gonna lie.
Miss
Like I said,
O,
I didn't
that was
come in
a
for the beginning of the video. But
background.
by the time it ended, people had calmed down or whatnot. And
Yeah.
but
They had calmed down and they was listening to you.
yeah, yeah, and I
They was
think, but
listening.
it's they so used to acting that way in their sector, and because everybody doing it, nobody is trying to say, hey, maybe y'all shouldn't go this deep. You know, what I mean, this don't sound right. This ain't cool. You know what I mean? But then when you hear somebody say, hey, this ain't cool, why y'all acting like it? It hurt when people hear the truth. Do you see what I'm saying? But it hurt me to see these women that are admitted mothers up here sounding like it's like, do y'all know how y'all sound? I don't think they know how they sound. I'm gonna give them a pass and say they don't realize how they sound. I mean, they probably do. They might not even care, but in my mind, I would like to hope that they don't realize how they sound. They don't realize the damage that they're doing if their children are hearing this in the background. And I would hope that they're not doing it around them babies, because you just can't say whatever you want to say around the child. When you are adult, it's one thing. You something you can shake it off. It really don't even mean nothing to you. If you're one of them type of people that's got a thick skin, but babies, they hear things differently. They take stuff to heart.
And they
You see what I'm
internalize it.
saying?
They
They
internalize it.
internalize it because they
Yeah.
kids. They can't critically think past the age. So if you're 5 or 6, you cannot critically think. You cannot say to yourself, "Well, this lady just saying this because she mad at my mommy." No, like you said, they're gonna internalize it, and the question is gonna be, "Why would she say something like that about me? Am I that kind of person for real?" You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for a child to think like that, that would break my heart. You know what I mean? That's why when you hear me doing videos, um, like yesterday, my niece, not non-blood niece, she was in here and she caught me like that. But I don't even like, and then Brandy, she pretty much the only one that be on social media sometime, you know. And
Yeah.
but the rest of them, child, they don't even be here when I be doing videos. That's why I come on when I can. You know,
But
because
you
if,
know
if my
what?
my babies is here, I'm not gonna be having time to do all this. They're gonna be running me like a dog.
You know what, Miss O? and
Mm,
this gonna be unpopular, but I'm gonna say
mm.
it. The stuff that I heard them say yesterday was no different than the stuff I've heard right over here in this beef sector.
Well, see, to me, it was a little bit more harsh. Now, I ain't heard everything from over here in this B sector, but what was so harsh to me, was when they was talking about the baby that had already been unalived. Like that really got me right there.
Um,
I'm not saying that that ain't happened over here. I'm
it's
saying I
happened.
didn't hear it.
It's
But if
happened
it's
a
done
lot.
happened over here, then Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
It was
Mm,
very
mm, mm.
harsh. Um,
But
but
things
it's
done
happened over
changed
here a lot.
then. Yeah, okay, then things done changed, Kimmy. Then things
I
done
think it's
changed.
a culture change though. I think
Yeah, I do
just like you
too.
said, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
younger generation just has a
yeah,
different perception of what's proper, what's not. They
yeah,
believe in living out loud and letting it all hang out, whereas
yeah,
we were
yeah.
raised, to be
To have some
not
decorum. Hmm.
exactly. So it's
Yeah,
just different. It's
yeah.
different, but I'm telling y'all that I think that in their sector, they do it a lot more brazenly than
Mm,
what has happened in the beef sector. But
mm.
let's not forget, Tracy openly says that she drags from the cradle to the grave.
Now that's true.
It's a lot of y'all faves who has said despicable, disgusting stuff. Amazing to me is the hypocrisy. It's just a
Yeah.
lot of hypocrisy. And I said this about Trish. She's hypocritical. She
Mm,
deals with people who have said the most disgusting things about kids, but now she's on
mm.
some dumb crusade. Like, get out of here. I can't take her seriously.
Well, I try not to. I try not to have that. Like I said when I first came on the video, I try not to be on the stump for save the kids campaign. You see what I'm saying? I try not to do that because, like you said, things have changed. Now I ain't heard nobody over here go that deep, but I can believe it. I'm not surprised. You see what I'm saying? But I don't be everywhere. And but I'm not surprised by that statement. But I try not to be on the Save the Kids campaign anymore. I try not to be on my pro black stance anymore. Because like you said, things have to, and I'm not gonna argue with nobody about the way that I feel about something. I'm just gonna do my freaking commentary, and it is what it is. Do you
But
see what
your
I'm
opinion
saying?
is still your opinion. And
Right, that's what I'm
your
saying. That's what I mean by it is what it is. I come over here on my channel, Kimmy,
yeah,
and give my
yeah.
opinion because it's my channel.
But your
You know what I mean?
viewpoint, I thought that your viewpoint was necessary and needed because there were other people who shared your viewpoint.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I
Just
feel
like there
like
was
it was.
people who understood her outrage and her
Mhm.
blackout,
Mhm.
people understood your viewpoint as well. And I do like
Mhm.
having a balanced
Mhm.
viewpoint.
Yeah.
And we needed some more age up there.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so yeah.
Everybody got a right to their own opinion. Like I wholeheartedly agree with that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I like when people, if you come up, if I'm saying one thing and you got a different opinion than me, then okay, I respect that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to have a what do you call it? What do they call it? The bubble thing. I'm not trying to have a conversation when everybody just agrees with me because that's
Like
not
an
a
echo chamber,
conversation.
right? Like you
Yeah,
just
echo chamber. I'm not trying to do an
uh-huh.
echo chamber. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely not. Mhm.
Mm-mm, I don't want that either. And
Yeah,
I like that. I like for there to be a balance. I like for
yeah.
there to be Miss O held her own. Now, Miss O, did you feel attacked?
No, I thought it was funny. Cause like I said, I done battled people in the B section, years ago or whatever. It's done been more people than that. It's done been a different type of drama. It's done been a level to where I'm agitated for real. So that right there, child, that was funny to me yesterday. It was sad what they were saying about the kids, but the way they was cackling like hyenas, that was funny. And I'm
They
I'm not gonna lie.
once because like I said, meat blacked out. But once meat calmed down and we got the cackling,
Mhm.
we did get some good cackles in. But
It
I
was a
didn't
good
want
little
you.
kiki. And I think the
We
women,
really
those
did.
other women calmed down too. I really do
Everybody
think
calmed down. Like they
yeah,
got it out.
yeah.
And they calmed down, and
I
then we
think
just started
yeah.
kicking, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, they even laughed at themselves. Come on now, y'all ain't got to act like that. You know what I mean? And then I wanted them to know that I'm not judging. This is just my opinion. Let me say this. Thanks for the super chat. Miss Diva One, she says, I am really enjoying this conversation. It feels like an after church conversation amongst girlfriends. Thank you. She said, you two mesh well together. Rightly seasoned blessings to you both smooches. Thank you, Miss Diva. I appreciate
Oh,
you
so
saying
sweet.
that. Thank you
So
so much. It
sweet.
was very sweet. Very,
Hmm.
very sweet. But yeah, you're right,
KLC.
Kimmy.
Yeah. Like once they calmed down, once Lady Wu
Hmm.
did her twerk and
Hmm.
it really just
I
took a
was done
turn.
after that. Like I really was. That was
Child,
just it
I
for me.
holler. I holler.
I was
After
just
that,
done.
I said, you know what? Lady Wu is my friend in my head, girl. At this point, we just finna and we cackled, we kiki, we cackled.
Yeah. The,
And
the the
and
mood
it
changed. Yeah.
and the whole shift changed.
Yeah.
But Meek had to get that. She blacked out and she needed to
Yeah.
get that out.
He
I
did.
and I just couldn't take that away from her because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't
I
say
don't
shit
want to
like
take it
that.
away from her either. And I hope that she understood where I was coming from. Like I said, I think she's a pretty girl. I don't
Yeah.
have nothing against her. I really don't. And I would have been triggered if it was my child too. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I
It's
really
so
get it.
many layers of disgusting and you unpacked it
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, I get it. I just really wanted them to just like pay attention to what's coming out your mouth because it matters. Do you see what I'm saying?
It does. It does.
Especially when you're talking about children, like it really matters for real. Because you don't never know
Yeah.
if a kid is in the background or around the corner or you. What if your window is open and they at the and they on the bottom down there, but they can hear everything you saying. Like it matters.
I agree. I
So
agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Miss O, when do you think that the whole I got a CPS case and I got a CPS case and I got a CPS case, like when do you think that became a norm?
I don't even understand why they be feeling like they gotta involve government services for something that's going on online. Uh, and why would you want to call those? I mean, are you calling because you're really concerned about the child, or are you concerned, or are you calling because you want to get a get back, or you want to get your lick back? Because if you only calling these government agencies because you want to get your lick back, you wrong for that. Because you genuinely don't care nothing about that child because it is hard. Like say somebody's child is actually taken away from them. It
Mm-hmm.
is hard to place a child. It is especially hard to place black
Black
children.
children.
So why would
Mm-hmm.
you want to do that? And then you don't know where they're going to be placed. You don't know the situation that they're going to be in or nothing. It can actually be places worse than your own home. Your mama
Mm-hmm.
might holler and scream a lot and do all this and all that online, but they can be taken up out of there and put in a situation that is devastating to them. They have all types of brand new childhood trauma. You see what I'm saying? So you really got to
Mm-hmm.
be careful about stuff like that, in my opinion. That's why you never hear me saying I'm calling any government agency about any words that's coming out of somebody's mouth. Come on now, really?
Yeah, and I agree with you on that too. I'm like, y'all have weaponized CPS to the point
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like a cuss
yeah,
out come with a call to CPS. You know what
yeah.
I'm
That don't
saying?
make yeah, that don't make no sense. I can't. I don't even have time, or even I don't even want to do nothing like it. I just flat out don't. I don't agree with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. It don't make no sense. Lady Wu is a good time because she is not being used. She cuts up and knows exactly what's up, not for acceptance. I heard that Miss OES sister Trapper
Hmm.
says these people don't care about the black. I mean I don't you know what, that's a sign of the times, Tropical Punch, where a lot of people don't care no more, you know. And so, but things I tell you one thing, if somebody need to care about is if Trump get into office, it's gonna be a whole lot of stuff people gonna start going through that they wish they wasn't going through. And he got that black man up there that look like a thumb that's gonna back him up, and he gonna be a yes massa. We okay, boss? He one of them kind of black men, and that's a recipe for destruction. You just watch see what I tell you.
I agree.
And then
And
they don't even the Democrats or the Republicans don't want to say that we need the black vote. They don't want to say that. but that is absolutely what they need. They try to
I
go
think
all
they're
around
all
the
out of
circle.
touch though, Miss O.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
they're all out of touch.
I agree.
Democrat,
Mm-hmm.
Democrat, and certainly Republican,
Mm-hmm.
even the independent vote.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they are all out of touch.
I
I
agree.
feel like
Mm-hmm.
they have devalued us for so
Yes.
long,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that it's now
Mm-hmm.
become it's instead of it being the exception, it's become the standard. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this block of people, we need this block of people to win. Okay,
Right.
so now here I am showing up in
Mm-hmm.
their communities, now here I am pushing things.
Yeah.
And I get so tired of that. I get
Mm-hmm.
so tired of these leaders
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
leveraging the black vote and the black
Mm-hmm.
community as
Mm-hmm.
as like a little trigger in their pocket so that they can,
Yeah, and then you
push
know
the
what?
trigger at any time.
Yeah, and you know what, Kimmy? The sad thing is, a lot of that is our fault because we vote these people in, but we don't hold them accountable. You know, like if you say you're gonna make my, say you're gonna build me a park, right? And I vote you
Mm-hmm.
into office, and you don't build this park for the kids. I'm not saying nothing to you. I'm not writing no letters to you. I'm not trying to hold you to your word. I'm not trying to hold your feet to the fire and make you do what you promised you were supposed to do. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just voting you in and I'm leaving it alone. See, that is our problem. We don't even value our vote collectively, you know. And
And we
so
have a
this,
powerful voice.
yes, yes, we do, and we don't use it right,
And I
you
think
know.
we've been convinced for so long that it doesn't matter, that you begin to
Yes.
believe that stuff.
Mhm.
But if this
Mhm.
last election didn't teach y'all nothing, our vote matters. Our voices matter.
Mhm.
Hello, look at
Absolutely.
Georgia.
Woo! What you said about Georgia, girl? They flipped the whole thing.
Georgia flipped
What
that
was
whole
two years
thing.
ago? Flipped the whole
And
state.
then when you
Mm.
start unpacking who was down on the ground
Stacey
making
Abrams.
things pop, Stacey
Mm.
Abrams,
Stacey, a black woman.
a black woman that's not the typical standard of beauty, but she
Thank
is
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So I feel like
Thank you.
even the older generation, we're
Mhm.
more influenced by, like, my granny is 95. So we're more
Mm.
influenced by that generation than
Mhm.
what's going on now. But I
Yeah.
feel like I really wish that collectively we would tap in more
Me
to
too.
our power and
Yeah.
stop
Mhm.
squandering it, or willingly giving it away.
Willingly giving it away. I agree. Willingly giving it away. I absolutely agree with that. Willingly giving it away. We don't understand the power that we have in this country and make it so bad they don't want us to. You know what I mean? But you don't,
Hmm.
you have to know for yourself that you got this power. Nobody is going to give you power or even acknowledge your power. You have to claim your power your own self. Do you see what I'm saying? And we don't
Hmm.
collectively do that. And so, that's why we get nothing, because we don't require anything but a good speech in a church in a good choir. That's about it. That's about
But
it.
here's the
After that,
gag now. Here's the gag. Going to the church used to be the way
mm-hmm.
that the politicians would
Used to
mobilize the
be.
black vote.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
People aren't going to church like that anymore.
Mm-mm. Sure not.
So as these generations transition,
Mm-hmm.
it's the responsibility of the leadership to
Mm-hmm.
stay in touch with
Yes.
what's happening, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of depending on the
Mm-hmm.
90-year-olds in the church house, they
Girl.
need to get in. Let me give you an example, Miss O. When you get married, you have to, as like, let's say you change your last name, right?
Uh-huh.
You have to wait for your marriage license to get to you, your official one. Then you have to take the marriage license to the Social Security Administration, right?
That goes seal. Mm-hmm.
And then you have to wait for the Social Security Administration to process it.
Mm-hmm.
They process the official receipt, and then they
Mm-hmm.
process a new card.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That entire process can take weeks up to a
Mm-hmm.
month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the truth.
And while or think about your local, think about the last time you had to go to your DMV. and just how tedious and how inconvenient it is.
Girl.
And
Oh,
my thing is that I want leaders who care about those types of things. I want
yeah.
leaders who are looking for ways to streamline processes to help make our lives better. And I just feel like leadership is
Mm-hmm.
just so out of touch. All the
Mm-hmm.
parties of them,
Mm-hmm.
all everybody. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't
I
think
agree.
they in touch.
Yeah, these oligarchs, they don't want to give up the power, because this is a lot of younger politicians up under them with a lot of good ideas, like that governor from California. He's got a lot of good ideas. He could
Governor
come into the
Newsom.
ranks.
Hmm.
And I like what is his name? He's from Texas, I think. Mm, oh, I had his name on the tip of my tongue. I like him. I would love to see him run for president. Him and Newsom. Beto O'Rourke, I believe his name
Oh,
is.
Beto O'Rourke. Uh huh.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
I really like him. I don't know why. They don't they try to make him look bad, but he's got a lot of really good ideas, in my opinion. And like you said, these old oligarchs, they are out of touch, honey. They are out of touch on both sides. And
Yeah.
it really don't make no sense. And the way that Trump got some of these people running behind him is beyond to me. That man is mad. He is out of his mind. And Joe Biden is too old to be trying to run for another term.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. I'll never vote for Trump. So
Oh, absolutely not.
um the way that my vote has to count is to vote for Biden. But the problem is that again, we these people, it seems like the higher up they go, the more out of touch they become, Miss O.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you look around and it's nobody really acting in our interest.
That's true. I agree. I agree. Nobody acting like not even when Obama was president did he
Mm-mm.
act in our interest. And
Mm-hmm.
but then you got to realize when it comes to Obama, we have still not had an ADOS president. Because he is not ADOS. He is not descended from slavery at all. His father is Kenyan and his mama is Anglo. You are not descended from slavery. So you cannot fully understand. Now you went to what's that guy's church to get an understanding of blackness, and they made him leave the minister alone, and they brought in TD Jakes. I forget his name. But you went to his church in Chicago to get a sense of blackness and black people. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that wasn't going to work right there either. But because people seen that melanin, and then they seen Oprah up there, vouching for him. That's how he got into office. Do you see what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
he still did nothing for us either. You know what I mean? He didn't. It's just like you got a lot of countries, a couple of countries, that have given out some sort of reparation, to descendants of slaves, right? Not in this
Mm-hmm.
country. Not in this country. Nope. They don't even want to have the discussion for real. Not seriously, they don't. Mm-mm.
I agree with that, Miss O. I do. I agree with it. And
Yeah.
I think it's sad because when you have these conversations with younger people,
Hmm.
they don't realize the impact that they can have even on their local level.
Exactly. Especially on a local level. You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the other thing too, that a lot of young people I've talked to, they don't take it personally when people
Hmm.
say despicable things. Like,
I know.
they don't
They
take it
do not.
personally. Oh, well, I don't care nothing about him being a racist. I don't care.
Hmm.
I'm like, how can you not? Because, but that ain't me. Okay, but understand it this way. If this person is being violated in this way, then the next time it could be you or
Yeah.
me. You
Yeah.
have to stand up for something. You can't
Yeah.
just be in your own corner of the world talking about, I don't care. I ain't worried about what he said about me.
No, they weren't talking about me. Yeah, they
I'm
know, honey.
like,
They talking about you too.
they're
Yeah.
talking about you too. If I see
Yeah.
a Hispanic brother or sister being violated, what makes me think that I can just turn a blind eye to that, because if it's going to be permissible for them to be violated, then
Yep.
it's going to be more permissible for me to be violated.
Yep.
And so I just, on some level, I really wish this whole apathy, it's this whole apathetic thing going on where
Mhm.
it's all
Yep.
about stack my paper and no new
Yep.
friends. And
Yep.
I don't get that, Miss O.
It's I mean they want the young people today, the public school system, even the private school system, has turned these kids into nothing but a bunch of kids that are materialistic, right? They don't
Mm-hmm.
even really care. So a lot of them don't even really care even what's going on with the environment. They care about
Mm-hmm.
what's going on Twitter, and they care about if they get in a heart, in something that they said or some dance that they did online. They care about stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate. Even the music that they play, I can't even listen to that music because they don't even write love songs anymore. If you pay attention, you know what I
Mm-mm.
mean.
It's all about
Um,
for jucking.
yeah, yeah, and then you got the guys out here, a lot of them thinking that they are supposed to get the roses and not the girls, and that is that is incredible to me.
Well, now here's the deal. You have women out here who believe the men should get them and not the girl.
Yeah, ain't that something? Ain't that
See,
something?
that's the bigger problem.
Don't
I'm
mind
like,
being used. Don't have no self-respect. I agree.
because listen, when it became a trend, Miss O, for women to propose.
I don't know. I've seen it online.
Me too.
But you're right. But you're right. And they don't even realize that a man has to choose you. He has to choose to put you in his heart. Women, we are different because we are nurturers. It's
Mm-hmm.
easier for us. Do you see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we don't even have no control over it. That's why you get all that drama, you know. But a man has to choose to put you in his heart. He has to choose to put his children in his heart. They are different than us. And sometimes women think about men along the same way that they think about women, that they think about themselves, and that is the wrong way to think. Because a man has to choose to do that for you. He has to choose you. So if you're asking him to marry you, and he ain't asking you to marry him, he ain't necessarily choosing you if he say yes.
Hmm.
He's just saying yes. And so that's the difference. So I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't, and it's a whole thing now.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
I've,
a
I've
whole
seen it
thing.
online.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it online. They don't care. They don't care if the man don't go out and work. He can be a manny. He can stay at home with the kids, and I be darned. Do you hear me? I be darned. I can't respect you, okay?
Now,
Because in the Bible it say, if a man don't work, a man don't eat.
I work
All
with
right.
this lady. I work with this lady who has she I'm sure she's deep into six figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling us one day that her baby had gotten sick and her husband had to go pick the baby up from school.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband was home with the baby. And so I said, "Oh," I asked her the next day. I said, "Well, how's your baby? How did your husband fare with the baby?" She goes, "Oh, he's at home full time."
Mm. So he the mama.
I said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Mm-hmm." She
Mm-hmm.
said, she says that he grew up with much older parents,
Mm-hmm.
and he, from a young child, was just used, they taught him how to do everything pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so while he was getting his, like, I think he has his own business or he's a writer or something, but
Mm-hmm.
she makes way more money than him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made more sense for them to have at least one parent home,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
so it's him.
I mean, I,
Mhm.
I I get that in theory. You know what I mean? Especially you got to be careful with who you choose to take care of your child. So I get
Exactly.
in theory I
Hmm.
get it. In theory I get it, but I don't. I think that will cause a problem in the long run. Because men are competitive, right? And you never want that man to start spiting you. And so, because that's what's going to happen eventually, because it's in their nature to provide. Now they might be lazy and they might not feel like it's in their nature to provide, but it's in their nature to provide, and that starts argument. That brings about trouble. You got to understand what's really going on here. So he at home, okay, you making more money. He the parent right now. But what's gonna happen a couple of years down the line? Okay, he might be a writer, right? So what if his stories don't sell ever? He just pretty much is sitting there. Even housewives get tired of sitting there. I get tired of sitting in the house, so I volunteer. But I heard my husband when he was asking, he's like, "Hey, this job is stressing you out. It's doing A, B, and C to you. I'm gonna need you to do A, B, and C." And it took me. Now, first I thought he was trying to control me, but guess what? He was
Mm.
right. So I find other
Mm.
things to do. You know, but as
Do you
far as
regret
men
it?
go, do I
Do you
regret it?
regret it?
No, I don't regret it. It's a little different for us because we don't have children. You
Okay.
see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And like I said, I find stuff to do. I volunteer. I still volunteer dealing with certain situations with kids. I do that. I still volunteer when it comes to social services because that's what I was trained to do in school. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
so for that reason, but as far as me working, I'd go back to work today if I wanted to. But he was right. He was right. And because I feel a lot better. I'm not as I can't, my issue is when it comes to social services, I can't
Hmm.
turn certain things off in my head, and
Mm.
it's not a good thing because I overly worry about children. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's nothing I can really do about it, and that really bothers me. Because if I could, I have them all at my house.
I
You
agree.
know,
I could see
it's,
that.
and it was it was making me ill. You know, and so yeah, that's the reason why I had to stop fostering too, because I didn't want them babies going back in that situation.
Mm.
Any of them that
Mm.
came to my house, I didn't want them going back to the situation. Like I had to learn how to deal with stuff like lice and all of this and all of that. And say to the blonde headed girl, go home for the weekend, she'll come back with lice, you know, and then you're telling your worker, what's going on with the situation. And they pretty much is only focused on reuniting the child with the mother, but the mother ain't making no progress for real. Just cause she going through them classes and stuff and all of this and all that, it don't mean she making no progress for real. But I'm here with boots on the ground telling you like, hey, this is going on. This little girl is still coming back to my house with lice. I'm having
And
to
still
treat it
coming
all
back
over
home
again.
starving or coming home dirty. And it's
Dirty.
like, reunification, that's a good idea in
It
theory, but
in
it's
theory,
not
yes.
always the reality.
It's not always the reality. You are absolutely right.
Because
You are
everybody don't
absolutely
have a
right.
baby because they want one.
Exactly. Exactly. You are
Mhm.
absolutely right. And that stuff would weigh on me. And it was hard for me to turn it off. When it was 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, when I decided to go home from work, it was still weighing on me. And with the foster care thing, it would weigh on me because it would take me weeks to get these babies calmed down. And they start the weekend visits at first and stuff, right? Or a couple of hours, and these babies is coming back with their eyes bucked out of their head. They just as scared, and it's like they blaming me in my mind because I sent them to be afraid. And so I'm taking
Mhm.
another week or two to calm them back down. By the time I get them calmed back down, it's time for them to go again. And so that was really weighing on me.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So
But you
yeah, but
don't
it was a
regret
great
it. You
change.
don't regret it. You're
Mhm.
happy that you made a move.
Yeah, I'm happy that I made the move, and I'm happy that I do volunteer work now. You know what I mean? And so
Mm.
I'm good with that. Because it was making me ill. You know, and then I need to focus on the babies in this family anyway. Hold on, let me look.
Oh.
Let me see who this is. But these little people, they grown now. These folks, these nieces and nephews of mine, Kimmie, it's something wrong with them. Okay,
Child,
they
I
not
think they're
messed
funny.
up. Joyce,
Yes, ma'am.
hey, how you doing?
All right, and you happy Valentine's Day to both of y'all.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
So I have a question. Now,
Okay.
y'all were talking about Biden, and so he recently was declared incompetent because of his Alzheimer's being stage 4. So
Mm-hmm.
the country's gonna let him continue to run in his formal capacity. But who
Mm-hmm.
are the Democratic nominees that we should be looking at? Because I don't see any.
Well, there aren't any. No, nobody is running against him because he's slated for his second term, right? And the country is not going to accept, in my opinion, Kamala Harris.
Right.
If he can't function anymore, I don't think that the country is ready to accept not only a woman of color. Do you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so they consider her to be a black woman, but she is not a black woman, but she still is a woman of color. This still is the United States of America. Do you see what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
I don't think they have a contingency plan for that. Because like we were speaking about earlier, these oligarchs, they don't want to let go of power. They don't want to let the younger ones come in,
Right.
and because they've got new ideals and new ways of doing things, and that's in particular specifically why the Democratic Party is it needs an upgrade, like Kimmie was talking about. In my opinion,
Right.
they've grown stagnant, and so they don't want to let any new people in. And that's
So did y'all hear
unfortunate.
about Nancy Pelosi's nephew
No,
trying to run?
no, I didn't. Mm-mm.
Hold on for a second.
Hey, Joyce. Joyce down there in the chat, Kimmy.
Wait, that's her other page?
Uh,
Yeah, and
that it sounds like Joyce's voice.
when it signs me in, it does that. I don't know why it won't choose the commentary by Joyce. It just still has me signed
Mm,
in under my beauty channel. So now I was talk because me and my aunt talk about this probably on a daily basis about what's going on in the country. And
mm-hmm.
so she was telling me about Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Of course, he's crooked because you see what's going on with Nancy. Nancy had to retire because her crazy husband wouldn't sit down. But so, are we really accepting reality? What's getting ready to happen with this country? Because if we don't
I,
have
I
a
don't think so.
viable Democratic president,
Right. Why you
what?
think Trump is doing so good at the polls?
So
I
what's the
agree.
answer, Joyce? What's the answer? Your answer is to vote for Trump?
No, not to vote for Trump. I think he's gonna win because we don't have
I don't
anybody.
think he'll win. I don't think he'll win.
We can't let him win.
And
Mm.
I don't think he'll win. And I think Biden is viable. I don't agree. And yeah, that's just that on that.
That this country can't afford to let Donald Trump be president again.
Hey, Biggie Face.
You
I
see what
agree.
Biggie Face said?
Oh, let me
Kimmy,
look.
chat
Let me
rep
look.
got your member only live
Uh-huh.
posted.
Yeah, I saw it.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
heard
Uh-huh. I
somebody
got it.
else was. I heard Buick was over there. I don't know if she really did it. Was streaming your live, so just be on the lookout. I don't know why these people like to play your content. They know you gonna slap them around, bruh. Just leave
Well,
them.
I didn't get anything. If Blurb streamed any of my content today or yesterday or whenever, y'all send it to me and I will take care of the strike right now because it only take me about 3 to 5 minutes to do it.
Right.
Let me
I
know when they
hope.
stream my content.
Well, okay. I had fell asleep the other day and took taking a nap, and I heard the Supreme Court actually arguing whether Trump should be able to continue, running his
No.
his running.
Well, they were the actual the case that was brought before the Supreme Court was him being taken off the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I didn't hear the results of it.
Not yet. They haven't issued a decision, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think.
I mean, because
Okay.
Trump committed treason. Let's not act like he didn't commit treason because he
Oh, most
did.
definitely. Most definitely. And that's
He
punishable
had
by.
his people storm the Capitol.
Yep. So as far as that's concerned, yeah, they weren't determining it for everyone. They were only determining it for, what was it, Colorado, y'all?
Colorado, yeah,
It was for, yeah, for, because the Colorado Supreme Court said that he was ineligible to
because he
run,
is.
and they took
Mm-hmm.
him off of their ballot, and it made it all the
Because
way up to
he
the
is.
Supreme Court. So
Yeah,
now the
yeah.
next thing the Supreme Court, they've given Jack Smith a week to respond to this whole presidential immunity question,
Mm-hmm.
because, which I think is completely invalid. I don't think it'll fly, but
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be
Mm-hmm.
resolved because Trump doesn't
Mm-hmm.
believe that he can be held accountable for
He
He does
doesn't.
anything
not.
because
That's
he
right. That
has
white privilege.
He
immunity.
doesn't.
There's something
Hmm.
wrong with him. Okay. Something.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. What's interesting? If this was a couple of decades back, like in the late '60s, well, in the '50s, '60s, or '70s, do you realize he would not be here anymore with us?
Yes.
If Bush Senior was still alive and that whole crew, honey, he wouldn't even be breathing no more. He would be a memory, and I'm not even lying to you. And now when you look at the government and the state of the decay it's in right now, you
Hmm.
can kind of understand why things was going on the way that they was going on back then.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's really messed up, and the only thing I could do, me and my aunt was saying, we things are gonna have to happen because of Bible prophecy.
Oh
So
yeah.
we can only just pray for strength to get through it,
Oh yeah.
but it's there's just not a viable, other than Biden
Mhm.
being a viable candidate to come
Yeah.
in, and
Yeah.
if even with Nancy Pelosi's nephew, wouldn't he have had to, what do they say, wouldn't he
Has
have
he ever
had to
held
been
any office
campaigning?
right? Has he ever held any office anywhere else?
No, I don't even know who he is.
I don't either.
That's
Is
the
this
thing.
is this real news, Joyce?
Yes, it's real news. Me and my aunt talk about it all the time.
If
We're
I never heard.
very in touch with what's going on
I
politically.
didn't even know he had stage 4 dementia. Had you heard that, Kimmie?
Girl, no.
Yeah, he's a bit. They
The
said he was.
report said, Joyce,
Hmm.
the report said that he did have documents that he should not have had. However, they were not recommending moving forward criminally because of his good nature and impairment.
Mm,
Not anything about stage, that might have been on Fox News about stage 4
mm,
stuff,
mm.
but I I didn't hear that anywhere else.
I haven't heard it either. I'm like, what? Stage
I didn't hear the
4?
stage 4, Joyce. I
I'm
didn't hear that.
well, that did come from my aunt. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I mean, they said they determined him medically incompetent, and so I was like, well,
Mm.
who's gonna run that? Who's gonna be in
I
his
didn't hear
stead until?
medically incompetent either, Joyce.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
I didn't hear that, baby. I heard that the report said that he was impaired. Let me pull it up.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute because there's a plane going over.
Oh, I hear it. I hear it too. That must be a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't, the stage 4 stuff is not true. And but the report did say that that he was
Yeah,
impaired, but
yeah.
they put it here. They said the report found that the president's memory appeared to have significant limitations.
Mm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, okay. With that being said, who's gonna run the country until November? Because they're not gonna let Kamala do it if he becomes incapacitated.
Yeah, no, no, they're not. This country, they wouldn't even let Hillary do it, and it was Hillary's term. So
Right.
Kamala, they're
Yeah,
absolutely not going for that.
yeah.
It's
I
not
agree
going
with
to
both of
happen.
y'all on that.
She doesn't even, I mean, they don't allow her, they allowed her to take command for 45 minutes when he had that little surgery or something he was put under,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and she was actually on the news. She wasn't running the country.
Mm.
So they're not gonna let her do anything if in fact he becomes incapacitated. That's it's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when y'all were saying earlier about the black vote and how it's been kicked down the road like a can over and over
Mm-hmm.
again.
Mm.
I
But
like
it's
that
so
analogy, George. That's good.
yeah, because but you know, they get our vote, they know we can come out and vote,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing is being done after they get in, and y'all were saying we have to hold them responsible. Well, how
Yeah.
do you hold them responsible after the fact?
Well, you stay on them. You know, you write letters. You stay in. You know, as a collective, you stay in contact. You know, you get your own little lobby party together if you have to. You know, you protest if you have to. You know, we can protest about more than a black man being gunned down. We can we need to be up a protester now. You know, about
Exactly, we need to be
about.
protesting about women's rights that are being
But
peeled
that
back.
too. I don't agree. I do not agree with these patriarchal Anglo men telling you what you can do with your body.
Right. I
I
don't
don't
think
agree with
men
that.
have the right to tell us that at all.
Yeah, absolutely not. Now I do not agree with that. I do not. I can't believe that they reversed Roe v. Wade. I cannot believe that. Like, why would you do that? It don't make no
Uraja
sense to me.
said one of the Kennedy sons is running, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah,
Is that
the
for
anti-vaxxer, but he kept piss crazy.
Wow. I don't. So right now it's only if haven't everybody else pulled out of the race on the Republican side.
Except for Haley.
no?
Except
You
for
got
Haley.
Haley. So if Trump is convicted, which out of 94 counts, I believe he will be, prayerfully.
Mm.
Um, then I would think that it probably would go to Haley, right?
It'll be Nikki Haley against Joe Biden.
It'd be
Hmm.
Nikki Haley against Joe Biden. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
Nikki Haley in backing up Proposition 2025, because y'all know if Trump gets in, that is what's set to take place.
Nikki Haley and Donald Trump are literally the same person.
Yes. Yes, they are. Hmm.
Lord,
Yep.
this is scary that we
It
these are
is
the
scary.
options we have.
Yeah. Do you realize that we could be another Auschwitz, an American version
Have
of it?
y'all seen The Handmaid's Tale?
Yes. Yes. Yep.
We could
I
be the
haven't.
next Gilead.
We
Like,
could. Yeah. Absolutely. A dystopian society. Absolutely. Where women have no rights.
I
Hmm.
mean, we could really be. I just don't think that unless we get a handle on things,
Hmm.
I just don't think that Gilead is so far fetched.
Yeah, I
I
don't
really
either. And
don't.
I absolutely, and that was as a result to a civil war. And if Donald Trump is elected president of this United States, he plans on being a dictator, honey, not a
Yes.
president. He want to be Putin. That's what he want to be.
And that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean. And then just based on like women's rights and stuff, y'all,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really just see us going like the more I watch The Handmaid's Tale, the
Yeah.
more parallels I see.
It can happen. Absolutely.
It's
That's just
not
like
far fetched.
that's
I'm gonna have
just
to
like
watch that.
did you
It's
watch
good,
that
Joyce.
movie on Netflix that what's his name that Michelle and Barack. It
Yes,
was
I
called
saw it.
what was the
I,
name of it?
I
The something
man,
about the
I
end of
can't.
the world.
Yeah, I don't remember the title, but I definitely saw it, and I
Mhm.
was the
Yeah.
fact that those freaking what are them cars? Them Teslas did what they did.
Yes.
I
Yes. They
said,
was, ooh,
I said, y'all know that's possible
it's
because
possible.
this winter freeze that went by like 3 or 4 weeks ago, they
Yep.
had problems.
Hmm.
Those
Mm,
vehicles had problems.
Yeah, because they ain't nothing but computers. You know, that's all
Hmm.
they are. And so they don't even have to have gas. You know, and
Now,
so.
I wanted to touch on also, y'all were speaking about the male and female role in society and how it's changing.
Hmm.
It's out of order. Even for me to be a lesbian, it's out of order. I'm not saying God didn't make Adam and Steve and all this and all that. I'm saying The roles are out of order, and that is why we're having the societal problems that we're having.
That too.
You
But you know,
said,
like you said earlier, it's prophesied. See,
yeah,
people discount the word too much. Now, what the this world is running under now is Satan's rules, Aleister
yes,
Crowley's rules. Do as thou wilt. It's okay for you to do whatever you want to do. You ain't got to
hmm,
have no moral compass. If you can think it, you can be it, honey. And if you got enough strength to do it, by all means, do it. Do whatever you want to do, because without any kind of control, that is chaos, and that is what's going
exactly.
on right now.
And that's why the earth is mourning, because evil reigns right now.
Yep,
I
yep.
agree,
But
y'all. And y'all, you know what? I think that this because all three of us are pretty much saying that it's very hard to fathom why people support Trump.
Mhm.
But this, seeing how they do that, makes
Mhm.
me realize how people are going to support Antichrist.
yeah,
Absolutely.
oh yes.
Did you hear about? Elon Musk done started those trials where they inserting chips into people's brains, right?
Uh-uh.
I saw
Yeah,
that on the news.
You
yeah,
know what? You know what? Now, okay, now,
yeah.
since we gonna talk about Musk,
Mm.
something told me he was him. I know that's crazy, but he has, look at look at the technology that he has. When did NASA
You're saying,
start?
oh no, wait, you're saying who, baby? Musk or
Elon,
Trump?
Elon
Musk
Musk.
is, yeah.
She like with Elon Musk now.
Oh, you
I
think
Mhm.
think
that
he,
he's the Antichrist? Oh no, he don't fulfill the
Oh no, he
biblical
not. He not
prophecy.
the Antichrist. No, not
No,
he.
he
He,
doesn't
he not.
feel like
Mm-mm.
the Bible tells us that we would clearly know based
Yeah,
on the biblical prophecies. The Bible lays it
yeah,
out to
yeah.
tell us what to look
That he
for.
gonna come in like a lamb, like Jesus came in like a lamb. He gonna come in like a
Exactly.
lamb. He gonna bring world peace, and he's gonna be the leader of the world. And that's
But
why people are
Joyce,
wanting. That's
I
why we
think,
are another reason why we are moving towards a one world order. We
I
already
was
got
just
a
gonna
world
say
bank.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
And Joyce, I believe that now I agree with you in this way, Joyce. I believe that he may be a precursor, just like
Yeah,
I believe
absolutely.
that
mm-hmm,
like David
Yeah.
was a precursor for Jesus.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
absolutely.
I
Yes.
believe that there are precursors for Antichrist as
Mhm.
well. So I
Mhm.
I do
Mhm.
believe that.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
with you
too.
on that.
And
I
the
agree.
reason I say that is
I
because of
agree.
his, we've never seen NASA trying to collaborate or let someone come in and take over. Look at what he has the ability to do
Mhm.
with
Mhm. Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
So the second person, and it's
Yeah.
really a person, but it's a rule. I don't know if you want me to say this on your channel.
She's monetized, so
It's a person
It's
that's what now?
it's a religious sect,
Uh-huh. No,
and
don't say it, but explain
yeah,
it though.
it's a
Explain it.
religious sect, and they are located outside.
Do
It
they
were inside.
do they deal with the Kabul and stuff like that?
No, let me
Oh,
put
I
it
was
in the
gonna say
back
because
chat.
I call it
she's
the
gonna put it in the
synagogue of
back
Satan.
chat.
Yeah, put it in the back chat. I might have a name for it.
Yeah.
Because you got to work around it.
And
But yes, you're not the Antichrist. But let me look at it. But
and the reason
Oh yeah.
and the reason I say that is because they,
oh, girl, yes,
yes,
absolutely.
okay,
Man,
Absolutely.
okay,
woo, yeah.
because of the way that they are encompassed in their area,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their own state,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they actually also rule over here as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
They have a very
through,
Yeah.
big presence. They have a very, very big
yes,
presence.
Yeah.
But I think in history, previous and
bro, he got,
currently,
mm-hmm,
I do believe that there are precursors, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that Trump's popularity,
Mm-hmm.
and we can all see it. We can see it for what it is, and see how
Mm-hmm.
insane it is, and see him for
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a precursor to how it's going to be with Antichrist. I really do believe that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
Well,
agree.
he's so foolish that he will undo his own self. when they get that outside of their head and think that they are bigger than God, just like the Tower
Mhm.
of Babel,
Yeah,
it's not, it's gonna crumble.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I
Yeah.
agree. And Joyce, you know
Yeah.
what? Me and you was talking about this the other day. We was talking about just in general in life on YouTube, whatever. Like, why do people not just give it up? Like
Mhm.
when you're evil and despicable and
Mhm.
disgusting and you're
Mhm.
Hmm.
clearly losing, like, why don't you
Mhm.
just give it up? And Joyce
Just
said
give.
that, and I said, Joyce, I said Satan don't even give it up until he get cast out in the very end when he
Yeah,
Right.
final judgment.
he
Right.
know,
Right.
but he
He's not in
knows he's
hell
gonna
right now. He's
lose.
not in hell yet.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
So
He
I
Yeah.
knows
was
he's gonna
like,
lose, and he
Yeah. He
keeps
know he
going.
gonna lose. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, Joyce. I said, Joyce. I said, girl, if he ain't gonna give it up, then you know these people ain't finna give it up
Mm-mm. He gonna wreak as much havoc and take as many souls with him as he
as he
can.
can,
Hmm.
cause he's angry because he knows that he's gonna lose,
That's
and
right.
he's gonna he gonna take as many people as he can with him. And I
As
was
he
telling
can.
Joyce, I said, this is how these people are. I was like, it's the
Hmm.
same in life on YouTube. There are people who just will not give it up. And I've heard Miss Olivia commentary, yours, mine. A lot of us be like, why don't you go sit down? Why don't you shut up?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give
Mm-hmm.
it up? They're not.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I guess the agony of defeat they can't face, but just like the enemy, but he knows his time is limited, and he wants to separate us
Yep.
from God, because
Yep.
that's the ultimate hell right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People
Is
don't
being
realize it. Do.
separated.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Now y'all don't hear me, and I'm not kicking the LGBTQIA plus communities back in. I haven't practiced that lifestyle in over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, God has given me a vision for a husband, so I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
we have to know,
Yeah.
what the truth is.
I know, Joyce. I know.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
anytime one of us wants to
Yeah.
stay near God, you have
Mm-hmm.
to make a decision on who you'll serve. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kicking the lifestyle because I've lived it. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is my
Can't serve
separation from God was the ultimate no.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't serve two masters. You're right about that. Not only just in that community. What about money? You know what I mean?
Oh, that
You know,
too. Oh God,
they
yes.
say not they say not money is the root of all evil,
But
but
the
people
love
don't
of
get
it.
that the root, the love of it. The love of
Mhm.
the money is the root of all evil. It'll have you doing anything. You know, it'll have you not having a moral compass. You know,
Mhm.
it's Satan to put things in your way and you'll call it a blessing. But you gotta ask yourself, where am I getting this blessing from? And this blessing really for me?
It's
You know,
whatever your weakness is, he will use it against
yeah,
you.
yeah, whatever it is. You're absolutely right. Yep.
Mhm.
You are absolutely right. I absolutely agree. Well, y'all, I'm getting ready to get off here because we done talked 2 hours.
Well, I enjoyed the
Well, I
conversation.
enjoy chit chatting with you, Miss O. See,
Me
I'm gonna do you.
too.
Yes.
I'm gonna do you like y'all be doing me. You finna get out? This ain't good.
Yeah, I
Ooh, I
hope
can't
none of
believe we
the.
talked for 2 hours because we started one way, but we ended another way. Because I always like to keep it real. I like these conversations. And
Oh
Joyce, when
yeah.
Joyce started going down that rabbit hole about the Antichrist, girl, I am here for it. But like they say, at the end of days, we're gonna have to make a choice. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And your choice is gonna be will you die for him or will you get that chip in your head? Okay.
Cat rap.
Right, because hunger hurts a lot of people, and it
Hmm.
just depends. I look at it like this: absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So
Amen.
even if we leave here, we gonna be with God if we choose Him. We got a choice to
Hmm.
make.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know.
Yep. We got
I'm
free
gonna
will.
drop down so you can close out your show. But thank
Yeah,
y'all
I'm gonna
for
get
having a
down. I
discussion
see
with me.
chat
Okay.
rep in the chat. So I'm finna go
And hey,
get
chat rep, I don't
chat.
see you right now, but thank y'all. Thank you,
Child, we
Kimmie.
got a
Thank you,
problem.
Joy.
So thank you, baby.
Got a problem. What's the problem? Okay. Thank y'all so much for child joining me. I appreciate this conversation. We started out one way. But we ended another way. Thank you so much, Kimmie. Thank you so much, Joyce, for clicking the link. You know, I appreciate y'all. And just let me say that Joyce is right. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we already know who gonna win the battle. But the real battle, the precursor to the battle, is what is going on right now, and you're gonna have to make a choice. And like I said, do you choose life, or do you choose everlasting life, or do you choose death? Those are the choices. At the end of days, those are the choices we're gonna have. And I always think about that. And I'm glad to know that some of you do too. And yeah, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Thanks once again, Kimmie and Joyce. And so yeah, I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. But yeah, please hit the like button on your way out the door. Please hit that share button on the way out the door. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already on the way out the door. And if you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit the notifications bell. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video after it uploads. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Peace.